Alright, so now we're doing 9.3 and we're doing rotations. Rotations. We all know rotations are what? A turn or a spin, right? Alright, no problem. So we look at these first four examples just like the others, and we figure out, okay, which one of these is a turn or a spin, and I'm going to draw that imaginary line sort of between these guys. No, it actually looks like a reflection, so not A. And looking at B, yes, B, okay. So B, I have something sort of turning. I can see that this guy here is just sort of turning over here, about the point right over here. Just that's the big thing about that point. And I look at D, actually I'm jumping to it, and of course just like in class, that's another turn. This guy's turning here, or that guy's turning over there, about that point. If I look at C, C's actually what? Yes, a translation, right? We're sliding this way or we're sliding that way. We're not turning. If we were to turn this guy, it would be upside down, and these two little peninsula-looking things would be facing up. Okay, first example. I've taken the liberty of setting these up and already plotting the points and setting our triangles on there. You have to pay close attention to what I'm saying and showing with the little highlighter here, because I can't manipulate and move things around on the screen. So first things first. Rotate these three vertices. I made those already. There's the triangle, and it says here 90 degrees clockwise. And remember, the word of the chapter is opposite. So because it says clockwise, you'll notice here's the original coordinate plane. I have now turned, this is the second one over here, turned this coordinate plane 90 degrees to the left, counterclockwise, right? Opposite. I've done the opposite. We want clockwise. You have to turn your paper to the left, counterclockwise. You'll notice the Y that was up top over here is now over here on the left. That's how we know I turned it already for us. All I'm then going to do is plot my 3 points again, A, B, and C. I'm not going to change a thing. I'm going to ignore, though, the little negatives, because the negatives now no longer sort of apply, because they move sometimes. So let's just plot our 3 points once again. We have 2, -1. 2, -1 puts us here. We have B is 4 and 1. And then C puts us way up here. We're going to connect those dots, draw ourselves that triangle. And we're not going to forget this. This is really important to us, right? This is our second picture. And if we label it A, B, and C, it'll be the same as the first picture. So everyone will remember that we have to call this guy A prime, all right, just like the other examples in the other videos, B prime and C prime. All right, so I'm going to write those down. First step over here, plot your points. All right, over here, turn your paper and then replot your points. Great. Now, I've taken the liberty of setting us up once again, so you'll notice if these guys would stay here. I'm going to shrink this guy down, move us around a little, get that out of the way. Taking the liberty of turning our coordinate plane back. You'll notice the Y is on top again. Turn it back upright. The black triangle is our original. The red one, you'll notice A prime, B prime, and C prime is our new one. Well, if you're going to go this method, your job now is to come up with our new points. So, of course, I'm going to have A prime, new point. I have to find it. And I'll look at what? That's -1, -2, right? -1, -2. That's important. So, -1, -2. All right. Our B prime changes to 1, -4. 1, -4. And our C prime, all the way over there on the side, 5, -4. Now, that's the easy way. If you want to know the rule and you follow it, you look at your A here, and your A prime. Look at your B and your B prime and C prime, and look and see what changes. And that rule that we talked about in class, right? If we're going to start off, with X and Y, and then we're going to change, and we're going to end up with Y and X, right? Noticing there are numbers flip-flopped, 2 and -1, -1 and 2, but then something also changed, right? This guy became a negative when he got over there. So we like to write it this way, I guess, is that our new X is going to change signs. So that new number over there is going to change signs somehow. You have to pay attention to that. Alright, example number 2, we've done the same thing here. I've taken the liberty of plotting our points. You'll notice it says counterclockwise this time, 90 degrees. So I've taken the liberty of turning our paper. The Y is on top. Now the Y is over here on the right. I've turned it 90 degrees clockwise, right? I'm not going to replot. I'm going to save us some time there, and I'm just going to skip right to our final coordinate plane. Looking at our final coordinate plane, our Y is back on top. This is where our picture should end up if I just plotted it. Notice I have my A, B, and C prime, and I'm going to come up with those new numbers, of course, those A, B, and C prime. So here they are, right? A prime is now, what's that, 1, +2. So 1, +2. Our B prime becomes -1, 4. And our C prime, way over there, -5, 4. Alright, doing the same thing we did last time. That's the easy way. If you want to memorize the rule, take a look at what happens here between our A, B, and C and our A, B, and C prime. The easiest one to look at there is A. We have 2 and -1. It looks like our number is flip-flopped again, but then it looks like, right, our X over here has changed. Our new X. And it's kind of hard. You say it in your own way. So we have, what, X and Y to start, and we end up changing over here. Our X and our Y definitely flip places. That's easy enough. But then we notice that our new X, whatever's over there first, is what is changing signs. Alright, last example now. If you'll notice, we're rotating 180 degrees about the origin. 180 degrees, anybody knows for skateboarding, right? It's just going halfway around. If you're walking straight and you turn 180 degrees, you're going to be going backwards the other way. So our first coordinate plane starts off like normal with our Y up top. You'll notice I took this guy and flipped it all the way down around here. Hence the Y being down at the bottom for our second example over here. Now again, I'm going to ignore the little negatives. I'm going to act as if those aren't even there. And I'm just going to replot my points, A, B, and C, not changing a thing. When I do that, I have 2, -1. I actually do it on this one just to help us out a little bit. I have 2, -1, 4, 1. You should be drawing the same picture you drew a minute ago. Really. Should just have the same picture drawn twice. See? These two pictures really just match. This one here and this one here. But now you have to take the time and you have to flip your paper, of course. So you're going to take this, you're going to flip your paper, turn it right side up again. Notice my Y is now back at the top. My original picture is back up here on the right like it was. And this guy's upside down. And then, of course, right, next step, come up with our A, B, and C prime. There's our A. Our A now is at -2, 1. Our B prime is now at -4, -1. And our C prime is what, at -4, -5. And while I'm writing it, you're already looking up at the numbers and going, wow, how did that change? 2, -1, -2, 1. I'm noticing that the +2 became negative and the -1 became positive, but the numbers didn't flip any. Awesome. Makes it a little easier for us. So we're going to start off with X and Y like normal, and we're going to end up with wow, we're going to end up with x and y. Not changing, not flipping, but the signs changed. Right? The signs changed for each of them. If they were negative, they're now positive. If they're positive, they're now negative.